Okay, here's truck number 2 we're going to start on. I'm going to video from start to finish, or at least try to. But y'all did see the video of me getting that one running, or it may have been running at the time. No, I'm sorry, it was running. Got it running, whatnot. Confusing myself, sorry. Here is truck number 2. As you can see, it's in beautiful shape. But this one came with 3 tires, 3 rims. It was also manhandled by the scrapyard claw. And this one has been deemed the devil truck. So, yeah, this ought to be interesting. This one is the same, missing a bunch of stuff. Pretty rough shape, as you can see. So, I believe this one is slightly more gutted than the other one. Yeah, it's missing all the front seats. Still got the back seat. But, yeah, so she is a mess. Had to borrow a dually rim from one of my other vehicles. As you can see, no air cleaner. For some reason, they took off the fuel filter and primer assembly, which makes it a little difficult to get it going, but I found a way. A buddy told me how to do it, so here we go with this booger. Alright, well, here's the before. She's dead. No power, no fuel, no nothing. This is a devil truck. Okay, well, I want to get everything together, and oh, let me tell you one thing before I really get started. See, I thought that these trucks, I was told that they were going to be crushed and dismantled, smashed, thrown away, sent to probably to China for pot metal making. So anyway, I got here and saw the ECM laying there, so I thought, hey, I need an ECM, so I grabbed it. And in doing that, I cut the harnesses for the ECM, and well, you can't see it because it's sucked back into the loom, but there you go, and the TCM. Me being a dummy, not knowing that they were actually going to keep these trucks and sell them for the engines and transmissions, which thank goodness they did for the other truck over there on the trailer. But I was going to use that ECM for conversion, so I cut those. Now I have to splice it all back together, but that will be in a later video. So here we go with Devil Truck. Okay guys, I'm back. Here are the connectors I told you that I cut out of Devil Truck for the ECM and the TCM, thinking I'd be using it for conversion, and I ended up buying the truck. So anyway, talk about a lot of butt connectors for these connectors. I'm using butt connectors now because I want to verify that the truck actually starts and runs, and that the transmission actually moves and works. So I don't really want to go through the hours and hours of soldering until I know for sure that it starts and runs. And when it does that, I'll go back and cut all those off and solder everything back into that harness. And then I'll yank the engine and put it into my 08, which needs an engine. So anyway, there you go. And yeah, that was a lot of butt connectors. Anyway, on to the next step. I will be back. Okay guys, so here we are. I started working on this booger, and we got the TCM all wired back in. There she is, good old TCM, and all those butt connectors. Now, I hope I got it all right. Majority of them are color coded. There are several that are the same colors, but I really had to get to looking and see that there were color variations. Like one was faded and it matched another faded one, and one was darker than the other. But I'm really hoping that doing that route worked. But you know, well, we won't find out until I put power to it and we get all kinds of crazy codes, or if I start it and it acts really weird. That'll definitely tell me if I did wrong or not. But anyway, point of this is just to get it started, make sure it starts and runs, it sounds good, etc, etc. So here's a TCM, got all those going. Next, ECM, yay. And I will report back when we get all that put together. Later. Okay guys, well unfortunately, as a lot of my projects go, got all kinds of directions being changed, and you know, plans changed, people complaining and everything. But I got about halfway through doing the actually, let me show you. Got about halfway done going through the harness for the ECM. Of course, that is a lot to do, but I was having to pull each and every sensor, ohm it out to find the wire, then get schematics, which I highly recommend you get schematics, because trying to color match, there's several of every color, like, and they all are like you know, 5-volt reference, or you know, ground or whatnot. But yeah, it's for a specific sensor, so you got to find each wire for each sensor. So going through all that, it's taken a while. Of course, work was kicking my tail, so didn't really have time. Of course, it's been hot here in Texas too, so that's about as far as I got. Well, then I get a letter the other day stating that the city is not happy with me and these busted trucks being here at my house. So, as in all fashion, I have to change directions, and I went ahead and pulled this harness out of the already running truck. So I'm going to install it back into this truck so I can make sure that this one actually runs. Because also, along with the city complaining and sending me nasty grams, I actually have somebody that's interested in the truck. So if I can get it going, get it sold, then city will be happy, my pocketbook will be happy, and of course the wife's going to be excellently thrilled. So I guess the next little bout I show you, hopefully I will have that harness in this truck, and I'll continue on with the process of what I did with the other one to get it running. So anyway, until I see you next time, guys, have a good one. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Just a little public service announcement, guys. When you're messing with something like this, you know, you keep hearing the preachings of when you jack up a vehicle, don't trust the jack, and make dang sure you stick a jack stands under the vehicles to support the weight properly and work safer in the vehicle. Can't stress this enough myself. Well, you know, I'm using cinder blocks, which for what I was doing is fine. I was quick enough to get what I needed out of there, and I got out from under it. That's fine. But the problem is I had a jack stand under this other side of the truck. And yeah, so along with using jack stands like they tell you to use, make sure that the base under that jack stand is good and sturdy. Because while I was working on double truck, you see my jack stand down there, it decided to break the floorboard of my trailer I have this on. Yeah, that was an eerie sound under another truck and hearing this thing fall. But luckily nobody was under it and nobody got hurt. But that's just a little PSA about jack stands and placing them safely. So anyway, I guess I'll continue on with this one. Later. Okay, I'm back. It's been a couple days since the last time I took a little video of this booger. Between work and other projects I got going on, I finally got some time to work on this thing again. And we're back on the double truck. Yay, great number there, I guess. But anyway, I got the other harness, the good harness, out of that running truck on the trailer right there. It's all in here now, all connected. I've got the batteries hooked up, and it does power up. And I guess somebody's trying to play a practical joke on me. They had the windshield wipers on full blast, and yeah, talk about scary when it's trying to wipe the windshield that's all busted up like that. But anyway, we're gonna turn it on real quick. There we go. We got power. I'm just gonna see if it turns over. Matter of fact, let me grab the screwdriver here to help me. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Well, having some technical difficulties here. All right, let's try it again. Okay, everything's back on. Screwdriver trick. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to figure out why it wouldn't crank over and just didn't have a good connection in the ECM to the big plug. So we got it figured out now. Here we go. We're turned back on. I'm gonna bump it. Well, maybe here. See? She bumps, which is good. Now, this truck has got some kind of leak under it. It looks like it's actually oil. So I'm guessing that they got a little rough with this booger, because the brace that is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a brace under there that goes directly under the oil pan. It's kind of a brown looking booger above that red lid right there. Above that is the transfer, I'm sorry, not the transfer case, but the front differential. It's covered in oil. I thought it was from that. It may still be, but there might be a slight crack in the actual oil pan because I'm starting to accumulate some oil. But that could be the differential fluid. I haven't gone to investigate yet. But anyway, so I've got a little oil on the dipstick now, which is good. But now onto fueling. Now that we got all the electric figured out, this is what I was using. I'm using 1/2-inch hose to a little universal fuel pump. It's got a pre-filter. It's not gonna be super duper, you know, we're gonna filter down to the last micron, but it keeps the big stuff out. I just want to see if this thing starts and runs, that's all. I've got a guy that's interested in it. He wants everything, but he wants it to run. So what we're gonna do now, since like in the other truck they cut the fuel filter primer assembly out of there for whatever reason, we got to find which hose goes to the CP3, which investigating is this one here. Sorry, I'm a back cameraman by myself. This goes directly to the, you'll see the test port back over here, and also the CP3, which that's where we want to plumb. See, it goes to this port here, but you unscrew this, that's a test port, and also it bleeds off extra air, which is really nice. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this booger, hook it right here, if I can do it single-handedly. Okay, we're gonna do it just like that. Then what we're gonna do is provide electricity to it and prime this up. I will be back after I get all that done because it's kind of complicated to do it one-handed. So anyway, be right back. Well guys, it's just as I expected. We got fuel ran to it. We got it all bled off. Got fuel running good to it. Unplugged the pump because it's just no use in wasting power. But I forgot to mention that I had, I don't know if you can see it right there, but when I was moving this thing around, I busted the transmission cooler. So that was the first amount of leaks I had, but I do have a cracked oil pan. You can see the oil collecting right there. It did fire off the first round. It did not run very good, which I didn't expect it to for the first bit, but it did fire off. But for whatever reason, I can't get it to fire back off. And I poured a bunch of oil in it just to see if I could get it to fire again. But I'm not seeing any oil pressure accumulate on the dash gauge. But you know, sometimes it really doesn't mean a whole lot. But well, we tried. Like I said, it did fire off. We got a bunch of diesel there from bleeding the air out of it, but yeah, that's not pretty. But I'm going to present it to the guy that wants to buy it from me and see if he wants to go ahead and just pull it out and fix it and see if he can get it fired off. But as of now, I'm going to have to stop until I can fix that oil, because there's no use in putting oil in it and getting it fired up and then you know, keep pouring oil as it's pouring out. So anyway, that is the devil truck, and there's one of my helpers. It did run for a couple seconds, which I'm happy about, but not happy that I got oil leaks everywhere. But anyway, I guess we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's my helper. She likes to make a mess instead of help. So anyway, I guess you guys have a good day, and that will conclude the trying to get Junkyard truck number 2 on the road. And thank you for watching. Have a good one. Later. Okay, this is round number 3. And I think I figured it out. Sorry, figured it out. Talking too fast, brain's thinking too quick. Okay, here we go. This is devil truck, and I had a lot of things that were incorrect, wrong, just wow, threw me for a loop. So I almost gave up, but kind of glad I stuck with it. Had a buddy help me really go through a bunch of stuff, but here it is. You know, we're checking it out here. This since it's got the crack in the oil pan, I don't know if the oil sensor was messed up or what, but we don't show oil pressure, but it's not knocking, and it has a little bit pretty good throttle response. So I don't want to run it too terribly long, but I'll go ahead and start it again for you guys. And here we go. We'll start it. There we go. Oh boy, what a mess. But anyway, she runs, my friends. That was kind of crazy. Well, at least we know the transmission pumps fluid. Anyway, here we go. We got this one going. Junkyard number 2 has been saved. Old devil truck is ready to go to its new owner if he's still interested. And anyway, well guys, here we go. Okay, quick recap. I can't remember the last time I left off. It's been a few days since I videoed this because of the weather and work and whatnot, and of course other projects. But the glow plug control module, I think, was bad in this truck, and I swapped it out with a spare one I had. I had to reprogram everything. Also, it wasn't seeing rail pressure, so I think when I was chasing wires back to the old harness I had on here, I believe I didn't get that thing pinched and closed as good as it should have been, but got that fixed. Then got the new glow plug, or the other glow plug control module, stuck in there, and it still wouldn't start. So went ahead and just retuned the whole thing again, and I said, the heck with it, let's try it again. And it busted off, it fired off. And so I went and got the fuel can and ran fuel to it, and it fired up again after I poured a bunch of oil in it to keep it from locking up. But you know, here we go. That's really, I think, what stumped me on the last thing. I checked every connection about 7 or 8 times, you know, owned everything out, just chased wires, and I really think that all it was the programming to the new glow plug control module. But there it is. Sorry I'm gonna talk and just stand here showing you an ugly, nasty dash, but and the truck ain't all that pretty anyway to look at. So, but it runs, my friends, and you know, as long as the engine looks pretty good, you know, no obvious oil leaks or whatnot, you know, don't be scared to try to get them fired up, you know. And good luck. Hopefully this is a interesting video to watch, and hopefully I have some more projects in the future. Alright guys, I am signing off. Have a good one.